Hello, happy to have you here with me spending some cozy time in the kitchen, baking bread, making granola, and bone broth. I am starting off in the morning, still in my robe, so that we can enjoy some soup and bread in the evening. I am quite new to baking bread, I have done it a lot. Sorry, I just got distracted by that sound of the honey. But I have been baking a lot, but not very frequently, and I usually bake quick breads. But the last couple of times I've really enjoyed making this Dutch oven bread. I shared the full recipe and all the how-tos on my French-inspired cooking video. I'll link that down below if you're interested. This time I am experimenting with rye flour instead of wheat flour. As you can see, I have two bowls here. I want to try one easier and quick version of this recipe versus the normal version where you let it rise 2 times and you knead the bread a lot more compared to the quick version that I barely kneaded the bread at all and I only let it rise 1 time. I also added poppy seeds to one of them because I really like it, but next time I think I'll put them inside the bread because they make a mess when cutting into the bread when they are on top. I'll let you know which one we liked the best in the end of this video. While the bread is rising, I am making the granola. You can use this as a base recipe to use whichever ingredients you want. I am heating up 100 milliliters of water, 2 tablespoons of neutral oil, 2 tablespoons of honey. The recipe also says 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, but I didn't want as much sugar, so I skipped that. I also like to add some honey on top of the yogurt and granola. I added cinnamon, cardamom, and some salt. Let it melt all together. I had been soaking the dates while I prepared the bread dough, but when I cut into some of them I could see some strange black dots, kinda looked like bug eggs, so I tossed those. But the rest of them I am taking the pit out and cutting them into smaller pieces. To the granola mix with the dates already in the bowl, I am adding whole grain oats, psyllium seeds, pumpkin seeds, hazelnuts, and a seed mix with sunflower seeds, cinnamon, etc. To this I added the cooled down liquid that I made before. I am spreading it out on a baking tray and baked it on 175 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. I made sure to stir it around a couple of times to prevent it from burning. while the second bread is in the oven, I am prepping the bone broth. That was Neo, our cat. He's always talking. If I had cooked the bone broth on the stove, it would have taken me about 10 to 12 hours. So naturally, this is what I would start off with first thing in the morning. But I am making it in my Crock-Pot Express, which only takes 4 hours. I start by blanching the bones by boiling them in high heat for 10 minutes. This does not remove any nutrients, but it does make the bone broth more clear and cook away any bacteria, blood, or whatever may still be on the bones before you get them into your finished products. I prep the veggies by washing them and cutting into smaller pieces. I used carrots, onion, celery, fennel, and garlic. Roasted means flavor. So I'm roasting the bones and vegetables in the oven before adding it into the crock pot. I had the grill setting on for 200 degrees Celsius for about 30 minutes, just to brown the surface. I didn't want to cook it that much. To the crockpot I am adding vinegar, black peppercorns, bay leaves, salt and water. You can use the soup or the manual setting for 4 hours. My crockpot only allowed 2 hours maximum, so I did 2 times 2 hours. We went on with our day, and perfect for dinner it was finished. So that evening we had bone broth soup and homemade rye bread. It's the next day. We have been busy outside all day, so a pumpkin and leek soup sounds delicious using my homemade bone broth served with bread. My leeks are still growing healthy and strong in the garden. I did not grow any butternut squash or pumpkin this year, so I am saving seeds from this store-bought one to grow next year. I am searing the pumpkin, leek and garlic in a Dutch oven to bring out the flavors. To this I add salt, pepper, homegrown dried thyme and my bone broth. Before adding the bone broth, I am removing the fatty layer that had formed in the fridge overnight. In a cast iron skillet, I am melting some of that bone broth fat and brown some vegetarian mince. I was going to use a salsiccia or any other kind of sausage meat, but I didn't have that, so this is our protein for tonight. Then I'll add some cream to deglaze the pan. I serve it with my homemade rye bread. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a very nice weekend for us, being outside a lot and enjoying some delicious, wholesome meals. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye bye.